Wow. You're welcome once again, everyone, to the Balanced Me Show. And on the Balanced Me Show, we have everything about life, everything about love. And it comes in three arms. The visit to the Bloom Lounge, evening of gist, and relationship insights and knowledge sharing with the Queen. And today we have our visit to the Bloom Lounge. And we have an amazing person in the house. Ebu, I should have sent Tolani's profile to you. I'm going to do that now. I hope your phone is close by. Can I send it to you so that you can read it for us?
Please do.
Okay, great. So we have an amazing person in the house, Motolani. Okay. I will share some gist about this amazing soul tonight. So yes, Ebo, I'm sending it to you. Thank God for internet. I just love this age wherein we are at. It's so seamless. You can do so many things, even when you're not in the same space. So Ebo, I'm sending it to you now.
All right. Yeah.
There you go. So we have Motolani in the house, our guest tonight. It's been long overdue, Motolani. And we're so glad to have you eventually. Thank you for making our time to be here. So I'm over to you. Can you read the profile of our guests?
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for always joining. ABT, Margaret, thank you so much. It is nice having you all in the Bloom's Lounge. Welcome, Tolani, Falabi, and this evening we are talking about the power of focus. We have Miss Motolani Falabi in the room. Hi, Tolani.
Hi, Mom.
I'm going to read Motolani's profile. Motolani Falabi is an exceptional human resources champion and a business manager blessed with exceptional ability of assisting organizations build systems and the people required to develop on goals. With trainings and certifications as a human resource and family life professional, she assists people break complex human problems with simple solutions. Motolani presently works with the renowned family life therapist, Praise Fowowe, as a chief executive officer for the Praise Fowowe International. She is also a therapist and a counselor with Family Center Africa as a subsidiary of Praise Fowowe International that handles premarital, marital counseling, addiction problems, etc. Motolani is passionate about helping people get clarity about their lives and living to the fullness of their potentials. Motolani, through her relentless determination and ingenuity, has helped several individuals move from where they are to where they wish they could be. Nothing gives her more joy than seeing people get clarity on what they need to do and helping them every step of the way to achieve their set goals in service to God and humanity. Motolani is happily married to Bisoye Falabi, Omoba Falabi. Bisoye is a filmmaker and an entrepreneur. Thank you once again, Tolani, for joining us. I'm going to say here that I've known Tolani for a while, and nobody else can handle this topic more than Tolani, because when we talk about the power of focus, one thing I like about Tolani, I'm going to say here, I've never told her this, is a doggedness, She is dogged. She does not care what anybody thinks as long as the work is going on, you see? And that is where focus is. So she is the best person to take this topic with us. Guys, fasten your seatbelt as Tolani is going to take you through the power of focus. Thank you.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you so much for having me here today.
She's warming up. You know what?
Yeah.
Um, I sent her a message. Send me your profile. Send me your profile. Send me your profile. The last message I said, Tolani, we will just call you up stage like that. Shakala. No profile. Nothing about you. And she was able to send it in. Thank you so much, Tolani, for choosing to be here tonight. I know it's been a busy day for all of us. Some of us, we went out, Ebutu has had a full day. I've had not a full day as it were, but, some having to go out here and there. But we are all here, ready to be a blessing to as many that log in and as many that would watch even this show after now. Like we said, the Balanced Me show is about, life. It's about love. It's about everything in between those two words, life and love. And here today we are looking at the power of focus. And like Ebon said, I've watched you over the years and I can see that you're one person who is focused. You know what you want and you just go for it. And we'd just like you to share with us how that has helped you to get to where you are at today. But before we go into that, when we talk about focus, what does it mean to you? When you hear focus, what does it mean to you?
All right. Thank you so much, Mrs. Ayo Onyilui Lawrence. Okay, I'm going to get used to calling this middle name. I'm not used to calling that before, but I guess I had to get used to that. And thank you so much to Miss Bolomo Faoli. She's my big mommy, even though she has stopped supplying me coffee. She knows what I'm talking about. Thank you so much for having me. So the question says, permit me. Sometimes you ask me a question and I talk across, just bring me back. What does focus mean to me? Okay, so focus is the ability to say, this is what I want. You stay put on it, regardless of what looks interesting to you, even as you move on that journey, right? And then you say, this is what I want, and then you're giving it your very best. I'm going to give a typical example. Okay, let me start from as an undergraduate. I was a science student, but then I had to cross. By the time I had work, by 200 level, we're supposed to be doing some science and going into some laboratory and blah 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 blah. I just was not interested in that, so I crossed to accounting. Without my parents' consent, right? Of course, when my father found that, said he was not going to pay my school fees again, but it was fine. I knew that as long as I have life, I was going to find my way out of school. My mother was alive, of course. She won't let me drop out of school. And then, being someone who never had any idea of accounting, I have to survive. Of course, 200 level, I didn't do so well. It was really bad. And a lot of people were saying, with this you that you cross to accounting, are you sure GPs don't increase, or you will have to struggle? I just told myself one thing: my father is paying school fees. I have 5 years to spend in school. You had better make it worthwhile. As much as I was doing church activity, my academics was very important to me. Reminding myself, if you're someone who attended maybe fellowship in school, you will understand that sometimes I want to take more time than even the school you went to itself. But part time, I was always telling myself, Tolani, there's just one thing you came here to: pass and go home. If people would have any issues with graduating from this school, I'm not going to be one of them. If it's 10 people that will graduate from my department, I will be one of the 10. I'm not the brightest student in my class, but whichever way it would happen, I would. So I go to school, I come back in the evening. I have my roommate who was a mechanical engineer, and she's always reading. She will force me to go to class. I ensure that I made her my accountability partner to say, babe, in case I don't feel like reading, ensure that you drag me along to class. It's tough sometimes, we fight about it, but she wouldn't let me be, because I had given her that power. So yes, at the end of the day, no delay. I was out of school. I graduated well because I kept my focus, regardless of what was happening around, health issues, church programs, whatever it is. I just knew that whatever it is, whether I had the background in accounting or not, I was going to finish fine. So for me, focus is your ability to stand still and hold still and say, this is what I want. But of course, you can't be focused without clarity. So clarity, I would say, is most important. You must be very clear what you wanted. I knew that. My father, as an undergraduate, my father would say, so this one that you've crossed like this, just know, this is my third school fees I'm paying, meaning I have 2 more. So that was driving me to say, Tola, you're on your own. You had better pass and graduate at the time you're supposed to graduate, because this man is counting the number of hostel fee and his house rent he was going to pay, the number of school fees he was going to pay, so that I can't afford to stay back. So yeah, focus for me is staying put to whatever it is that you want for yourself and not allowing anything come in your way of getting it. You're muted, man.
You're
Ebon,
muted.
before you say something, please let me just come in here. Um, it sounds very great for those of you who are not multi-talented like some of us.
We
Some
don't
of
have to
us,
do anything.
it is work to keep our eyes on that one thing. And I happen to be one of them. I'm someone who can do so many things. And when I do all I do them very well. So it is not that I'm doing this thing and I'm doing it in a shoddy way. I do it so well, I put all into it. But you said something very key, which I had to, pursue as a person. You said clarity. Clarity. Because when you have clarity, no matter how multi-talented you are sure on where you should put all your energy into. And you are also sure that even all those other things you can do, you can bring them all together into that one thing so that you can begin to see results. Because for someone like me over the years, I was doing so many things, but I wasn't seeing results. I was just scattered all over the place. I did a post a few days ago. I was making frames. I can do jewelry. I can give someone, specifications as regards make this bag, make this shoe. I was just all over the place. I was enjoying them, but I wasn't seeing traction. But you said something very key, clarity. Clarity. You'll still come back to that, but I just wanted
Yeah.
to, drop this because I know there are so many people who are multi-talented on the show like me. I'll be saying, what do I do with myself? Clarity will help you to be able to focus on one thing. There's a scripture that says that when your eye is single, your whole body will be full of light. You will have
Exactly.
clarity, you know what to do. But when you are here and there, here and there, here and there, there'll be a lot of problem. So yes, I just wanted to drop that and to encourage my fellow MTOs on this show. Don't worry, you'll be Ebulomo, do you have anything to tell Solani?
Okay, Tolani, so the question I have for you is, of course, we worked together for a while, and Tolani has said it the way it is. She is like that. So if you can imagine Tolani in the university years and now, even as a worker, and she's still consistent in that direction. My question for you is, what's your driving force?
Hmm. So I would start with I grew up seeing my mother worked in the biggest of the hotels. You know, she was a chef. She cooks well. I remember, growing up as a child, see her in uniform. They used to wear this white outfit. They have the caps they wear. She would put us in the lobby of the hotel while she's busy and all. And I got excited about that. But then I'm not sure at what point she stopped working and then she just wanted to focus on, raising her children. And she's done so well. She's done so well to raise 4 beautiful children. I'm super excited about that. But then I felt while she was doing that, I felt at some point she lost herself, and growing up as a child, seeing that, it was unconscious. It was until recently that I started figuring out what really is my drive. And then I realized that, oh, I didn't want to get to a level where I'm dependent on anybody for anything. I wanted to be able to say, I want this and I can afford it and I have it. because it got to a point, it was just all my dad paying all the bills, and sometimes maybe they get into a little fight here and there, and then I get to hear, what are you bringing to the table? And I know she's bringing a lot, because if he pays the school fees and do some other things, all the clothes that we buy in between, all the bring this money today at work, in between all the time that she stopped working professionally, it was never idle. She had other petty things that she was always doing. But of course, you can't measure that with when, and I felt like the joy that comes with her working professionally and just doing it bit by bit. I felt like she abandoned that, and I didn't think that it was good enough. Right? I made an unconscious, I'm not sure how that happened, but it wasn't a conscious thing to say, no, 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 no. Whatever it takes, I am going to be this person that I want to be, where I'm very independent, nobody others me around. I make my decisions myself. I buy what I want to buy when I want to buy it, not thinking about the price. And thankfully, I don't earn a million yet. Yeah, I don't earn so much, right? But right now, I can afford to buy what I want to buy when I want to buy it, because I had made an unconscious, what's this word idea? I made
Decision.
yeah, to say that nothing was going to stop me. Not married. So when I was my 30th birthday and everybody was, so Tolani, won't you get married? I'm like, no. I was writing all the professional exams I could write. I wanted to be the best. I felt, and of course, growing up, I hear a lot of, if you are a fine girl, you must sleep with somebody before you get to any position. I felt I was very beautiful, so I was going to get a lot of advances from men. So I am already like a target because I'm very beautiful. I'm very aware of that, right? So what else will I need to do to show that I deserve something without, aside just my beauty? I decide that whatever it is that I am doing, I'm going to be the very best at it. So that you will not have a choice than to pick me. You won't pick me just because I am beautiful. You would pick me because you can't find a better person to do the job. So even while I worked in the bank, as an undergraduate during my IT, they called me back by the time I was done to say, Tolani, would you want to come back and work with us? Because I did my work well, excellently well. Even when it meant that I was going to stay back at work to still learn further, even though I was going to be errand girl to almost everybody in the office, I paid attention. I was learning all that I could learn. In fact, I was learning outside what was my job description, because I needed to know so so much that if they were going to retain just one intern, from like we're 4 or 6 of us, they wouldn't have a choice than to pick me. And it wouldn't be just because, oh, she's pretty. It would be because she knows how to do the job. So yes, my driving force had always been that I want to be the best at everything. I don't want to look back and wish I had done things differently. I'm a happy child, and if you know me so well, you know that nobody takes, you can't take away my joy. My joy is my responsibility, and I put myself first all the time. People say, oh, he's selfish. Ah, no, me, because my mom didn't put herself first. Where did it land her?
Yeah.
But it's me, me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope
Thank you
that
so
answers.
much. Tolani, you said
Yeah.
something very key. Now, you said you put yourself first. And I think quite a number of us um, at some point stopped putting ourselves first, you
Mm,
know. And I can remember one song I was taught in Sunday school. And growing up now, I was like, wow, why did they teach us this song? It goes like this, Joy, Joy. This is what it means. Jesus first, yourself last, and others in between. And you can imagine I carried that mindset for so long. And I've come to realize that I can't attend to others if I've
mm.
not attended to me. And if I
Exactly.
try to attend to others, I'll be attending to them from a place of duty.
Mm,
And that is why you hear a lot of people say, with all I'm doing for you, see what you are doing to me.
exactly.
Because they are not doing it from a place of duty. But when I've attended to myself, when I've filled my cup, I will be able to, help others from my
The
overflow.
excess,
And
the
I will be
overflow is
able
what other
to
will
treat,
enjoy.
Exactly. And I will be able to do it well. So I just, I picked that when you see, when you were speaking. It's important we take care of ourselves, yourself first. Then you can take care of others in
It's
your
who is
life.
old that can take care of other people, you know. If you are not
Mm,
full, if my cup is not full, how can I have excess? It's when it's full and it's overflowing. What is overflowing is what comes to you. But
indeed.
if I am not even full enough, nothing will flow
Mm,
in your direction because I am
indeed.
even struggling to get the cup full. You know, so
Absolutely.
like what the first time I took a certification course, I think that was about 2017. I've been working with people as an undergraduate in school, right? And after taking the certification course, I said to myself, Tolani, no, 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 no. I'm not going to do this. I think I need healing myself. I've been working with people from a place of pain. I also don't believe that because you suffered something, that's your ministry. I don't think so. I don't believe so. Because I've seen a lot of people who had suffered something and then they want to begin to teach it and they teach it in error and from a place of pain. Unless you have healed from that place. But for me, you know, as a lot of things were coming my way, but I just told myself, no, I need to pay attention to myself. So when I took the course, that's family system engineering certification course, I took the course and I told myself, let me start rearranging my life and put myself together. It's only a wholesome person that can help other people to be wholesome. If
Indeed.
not, I would just be breeding more ladies who are as damaged as I was. So yes, me first. I took care of myself.
Okay, Abu.
Awesome, 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 Tolani. That was a beautiful one. I see you as a young lady who has a lot to give people, and the sky is your starting point. Actually, the sky is your starting point, and I can see you unfolding day by day into that desire, and that's why you're here to talk about this thing. Focus. So you're talking about your driving force is something that was an unconscious thing. I just want to call our attention as parents, as adults in the room. You know, I will always lump it. Whatever any of our guests say, I will always relate it. This is for us to see because, you know, when she was talking about seeing her mother and what battered her decision making, you know, what led her into that decision. I think I told you too that I also discovered that I just discovered that I love school. I want to do this. I want to acquire this. I want to do this certification. I want to do this. I want to do this. And recently I was thinking, so why am I doing all that? Up till PhD, after PhD, I started doing different courses up and down. And I discovered that my mom is not well educated. I am from a polygamous home. And by the time my dad brought the second wife in, my dad said because she was more educated than my mom. And so he needed somebody he can take out. And by the time he was bringing in the third person, he brought in a university graduate. The
Wow.
same reason that okay, this one is more educated because he's now growing societal whatever. He needed somebody that can really fit. So that was where my driving force it came from. So guys, you can
Exactly.
see that some of the decisions we make is not only about us. So what decision are you making? Your children are watching. The people
Mm-hmm.
around you are watching. I know Tolani is a very strong person in the organization that a lot of people, no matter how, see the way Tolani is talking, that's the way she is. Oh. She does not care. Hate her, she would do it, you know, and it's really very impressive because even for her personal life, when she was talking about school and academics, I have seen Tolani come to the office on a Friday. She has a professional exam on a Saturday. And I'll be like, what's wrong with this girl? You want to kill yourself? Tolani will be sick. She'll be holding her head, she'll be holding her back. She has something. She has a goal. She has a target. And you know, see, this is what we're saying that your focus determines the things that go through in your mind. That's your thoughts,
Exactly.
your thoughts. As a man think in his heart, so is
So
he.
it
So
is.
your
Mm-hmm.
focus battered your thoughts. This
Mm-hmm.
thought but the emotions that backs it up. And that is what
Exactly.
the driving force is for Tolani. This is her thought. No, I want to be able to fend. I don't want to depend on anybody. I have seen my mother. That is the thought. And that is the emotion that's moving, the force moving her. You see, this emotion will determine the behavior. For Tolani, whatever behavior she puts up, it's your problem. If you don't like it, but we can see the results, right? And this is why we're talking about focus. It's surprising how that a lot of us women, I don't know how many men are in the room, but I want to talk to ladies right now. A lot of us women, you struggled to be like, no, best in the class. In university days, you struggle for 2-1. Oh, you eventually found, and by the time you got married, you're depending on somebody. I don't know. We talked about that today. Please, we are in a generation where you need to refocus your lens. What are you bringing to the table? You heard her say, I'm sure some of us heard our fathers told our mothers that too. What are you bringing to the table? So we need to let's refocus our lens through which we are seeing life and world, and see, just like I told Alana, the sky is just the beginning, is a starting point. And this is what we're encouraging every one of us to learn from this conversation. She said, my joy is my responsibility.
Yes.
I'm beautiful. I'm not arguing. Nobody
You
can
can't
argue
take
that
that
with
away
me.
from me. I had that for so many years growing up as a child. My father would always wake me up every morning because I'm the only dark child in my house. I have 3 other siblings. My mom is fair, my dad is dark. So growing up, everybody felt, are you sure you're part of this family because you're the only dark girl? My father would then wake me up. And my mom, if she wants to wake you up, is by Abara, and if you're Yoruba, she just comes with hot slap. Are you supposed to sit in the kitchen at this time? That's how she wakes you up every day. But my father, very quiet man. He wouldn't allow you beat me. Thanks for my mother, I'll have been so spoiled. And then he will wake me up in the morning with his cold hands and say, the most beautiful girl in the world. He said that to me every day for so many years. You can't take that away from me. Regardless of what is happening with my face, let's say I have acne on my face, my eyeball, you cannot, it's been said to me too many times that I don't think anybody is as beautiful as I am. I don't think I'm more beautiful than anybody. I don't also think anybody is more beautiful than. So when they bring the most beautiful girl in the world by nomination or by anything, I still feel I'm the most beautiful. I heard
Focus. Focus on every level, regardless of what anybody thinks.
regardless, I don't care because
Thank
it's
you.
improved in my brain
Thank
and
you,
I'm the most
Tolani.
beautiful.
Thank you,
You
Tolani.
can't take that.
Aya, do you have anything before I ask the next question?
Yes, I'm really concerned about my people. You know them now. You know my own people, the multi-talented ones, the empty ones.
Oh,
That's what I call us. Those of us who can do so many things.
mm,
You mentioned clarity.
exactly.
I would like you to just sort of say a few things as regards that can begin to help people in the space of I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, to begin to bring their thoughts together and say,
Mm,
this is what I want to zero into to begin to
correct.
see, results as a whole. Yeah. So I want you to talk to
So
clarity
I
in the
wouldn't
place of
say that I understand the multi-talented people. I wouldn't say I understand their plight. I can only have an idea. I know how to do one thing and I focus on what I can do. I don't dabble into too many things, right? But then I remember that I have had this conversation with someone a while back, and the person is saying, no, I can do this, I can do this, I can do a lot of things. And the first question I asked is, what is the most important to you? And the person waited and said, money. I said, okay. So when you get money, money is the means, actually. When you get money, how will that money make you feel? Or what would you do with that money? Would it be to impact? Would it be to show that I have arrived? Would it be for relevance? Right? It's a means to a particular end. So if you are able to answer what is most important to you, and this person said is about impact. When I make that money, don't forget that this person has said the most important thing is money. right? This person is trying to focus because he has different things that he wants to focus on. Then he said impact. So he needs the money to make the impact. So he's saying, when I make this money, this and this and this. And the person is saying, I know that media and entertainment influences the way people behave in the society, what they watch online, the movies they see influence them. I want to be able to impact that field. And I said, okay, so this other business you want to do, would it give you exactly the same feeling? Because I've seen people who work in the corporate space right now who are very frustrated. They make a lot of money, but they are not happy because they're not doing what they love to do. I tell people, I will not pick up a job because I'm looking for a job. I pick up a job. I am supporting anybody's vision because it's in alignment with what I want to do with my life. I won't help somebody build theirs when mine is, I'm putting mine aside. No, I'm not is it Mother Teresa will call now? But I'm not, no. I'm thinking about me. So I would only work in an organization that is in alignment with what I want for myself. So the question would be, what is most important to you? Is it that, oh, I want to have enough money to be able to help people? Then you want to think it through. In all the things that I can do, which one will make me the most money? So that when I make this money, I'm able to now help the people I want to make. But if you're saying it's about impact, that is what is most important to you. Because if you now eventually make this money, what next? Are you going to be frustrated? Are you going to be happy doing it? No, don't mix it all up. So recently I was thinking, I've been working with teenagers a lot because I also train as a family life practitioner and I work with teenagers. I also do a bit of parenting. And I got so engrossed in it lately, and I was super excited about it, about the results I get with people. And I was telling myself, I want to go into more learnings. I want to do research into the teenage brain. I was already talking to somebody on having to do some research paper. How is it done? I want to go out on the streets and, do interview, go to schools, just put out some questionnaire, have an idea into what is happening to the teenage brain. Then I told myself, Tolani, you are a business consultant. That you are in the family life space does not restrict me to family life. Meaning I can decide to pick up a job in the tech industry tomorrow, still as a business consultant. But because I am very passionate about my job, I needed to know the in and out of the industry that I find myself. It doesn't change the fact that I love the business part of what I am doing. So I had to tell myself that I don't feel that because you are beginning to make some waves in working with teenagers, working with parents, and some money is coming in from that angle, you want to lose focus of what is most important to you. Because I realized that a lot of the researches I started making was on teenager, on parents. I said, no. Come back. You're still a business consultant. Yes, you now know so much in this family life space. But it doesn't mean that if I enter into another sector tomorrow, I want to know so much about the business that I can also dominate that sector. And I also need to learn so much. So if you are someone who is multi-talented, at one point too, I was a professional singer, I was singing, but then I sat down and told myself, Tolani, what is most important to me? What I want for myself in life, would music give that to me? Do I have the discipline? Because if I want to do anything, I must do it very well. I don't like to be second best. No, I have to do it so well. So I'm asking myself, Tolan, do you have the discipline it takes to be rehearsing? I mean, I forget lyrics a lot, to ensure that you are the very best at this. I don't think so. So let's leave this music aside. If you can't be the best at it, then don't venture into it. I keep asking myself back the same question. Tolani, what is the most important to you? If you say it's money, when you make that money, so that what can happen? If you are able to answer that question, you will be able to streamline to say, this is the one that gives me the most joy. Because you don't want to be a frustrated rich man who has all the money, but is then frustrated. And then is at that point, maybe you are now 60, is when you are now looking at, so now that I have all the money, what then should I begin to, pay attention to or focus on? But I think that most importantly, people who are multi-talented, they need to ask themselves, what is most important to you? If you're able to ask that question, you'll be able to decide and say, this is what I should focus on. Even if other things are looking, calling your attention to say, do me too. No, do me. No. What is most important to you? Keep asking yourself this question per time. You certainly will get the answer. I'll go with this professor.
Thank you so much, Solani. I think you just hit it on the head. You need to ask that question. What is most important to me at this point? And that was what I did. That was a question I had to ask myself. I had to, first of all, come up with my own personal, a personal introduction of myself. And by the time I did that, I was able to also bring out what is important to me. And I found out that yes, I can do these other things. I can actually allow other people birth those ideas. So if you're the type of person that generate ideas easily, which I happen to, you can actually, maybe with time you begin to sell ideas. Who knows? That's another
That's
idea
it.
that I'm having. I'm
Mm-hmm.
having another idea on top of that idea.
Well,
So you
get
can
a business person to handle it. Say, this is the idea. Run with this.
yeah. So you can begin to, share the ideas with someone else who can run with it, focus on it, run with it. And at the end of the day, you see the things you've always desired find expression through someone else. So, my fellow MTOs, we've been told it's most important to
Okay, so
us.
can I just add to what you guys just said about the multi-talented people? I think we are all created with multi-talents. It's just the one that we feed that comes to limelight. While some
Exactly.
other people have the opportunity to feed everything, if I'm going to use that word, saying that our potentials are limitless. Our potentials are limitless, but you see, there is a particular one that touches the core. And that one that you feel in your core is what you pay attention to. To now say that every other one, you also have it. Every other person also have it, but you can sell just like you just said. Those ones can be coming in. I have a boss. My boss head picks all the signal, and when it is coming like that, it just gives you, oh yeah, wrong with this. It gives this one, wrong with this. We have people like that, and you have people that are not really very opportune. You can sell those ideas to, and they run with it. All we want is to put our potential energy into kinetic energy so that there's a movement, and we all enjoy the outcome of it. It does not matter who does it does not matter who makes the move. But you see, for multi-talented people, so that you don't be like the jack of all trade and master of none, you need to check your core. Which one really
Resonates with you.
say down?
I think Ebon's.
Was that my network?
Yes, for a bit.
Was that my network? Oh,
Yes, just for
sorry
a
about
bit.
that. So we say that you'll be able to niche it down to that one that is your core. Same people working in a place and you're not happy. Step back a little and think about it. It is there. If you need somebody to take you through that process of asking the question, because at times we are afraid. At times we just live in autopilot. At times the opinion of us is not Via Davis attended.
Oh, sorry, Abu. I think your network is really, really poor. We can't hear her.
I'm not sure I can hear anything she's saying.
Yes, we can't hear you. It's a bit poor.
Sorry, enemy of my father's house.
Where? Not on this. Not on this show.
Network now is like it's a Nigerian thing. I don't know. Whatever
You,
part
you,
of
you know,
Nigeria you are, network is always wrong.
yes, so don't worry, we'll soon jackpot.
Please.
So I was saying that Viola Davis, that's the main actor in King's Woman. She
Woman
was
King.
she was interviewed recently, and she was saying that truly what we are afraid of is on the other side of our fear. Saying that she's 56, 55 or 56, and she's just discovering herself.
Amazing.
Internet off again.
But at
So
56, she's just discovering herself. Can we all sit still and just find it? Ask yourself, Tolani said it, what do you really want? What exactly do you really want? What's the most important thing to you? So that you're not living somebody else's life. Because that's what I discovered, that a lot of us are not really happy. We're just in autopilot. We are not touching our core. We are not touching our authentic self. What we are looking for is on the other side of our fear. Please, let's think about it. You'll be surprised that if you focus on one thing, life will be easier, very easier for
I
you.
absolutely agree.
Because we keep running. We want the bills to be made. I and I were discussing today how that when you see, life will just be falling in pleasant places for you.
Indeed.
It is that easy in pleasant places, right? So, Ayo, do you have any other thing to say before we now ask Tolani to be like, Tolani, what do you have for our people? You have told us our story. What do you have for our people? People are, if you're chatting if you check the chat box to see that people are really following and people are dropping, it means that we are really communicating. And I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Tolani. So what do you have? Ayo, what do you have for us before
Yes,
Tolani?
I'll say that I was a bit selfish when I was coming up with this topic because I really wanted us to help the multi-talented ones, the ones that have decided to let me bring this to the fore, let me bring this to the fore, let me bring this to the fore, let me bring this to the fore. And I'm glad we're able to speak to that because I know what it is to want to bring everything out at the same time. It spreads you thin, you burn out in the process, and you
Yes, ma'am.
won't be able to say, this is exactly what I've been able to make out of it.
True.
So it will be more of activity, more of movement without results. And for so many years, I found myself in that space until I decided to say, you know what? Let me focus on being a family life coach, and until I did that, and even when I started out as a family life coach, my eyes were still like this, like this, like this, until my coach, our coach, said, Ayo, you are growing like this. I was just growing this way, sideways. I wasn't growing like this. It was tough, because you're feeling, oh, I can do this, I can do this. I want to be able to express myself in this way, be able to express myself in that way. But I found out that I was doing myself a lot of disservice. So I decided to, you know what? Focus, focus, focus. And it's
Say
been,
something about the multi-talented people. I'm going to make a quick illustration. So
okay.
imagine that you have a boy who is running on a straight line, let's say 100 meters, and he's also good at jumping, long jump. He's also good at playing the table tennis. He can do a majority of this sport. And then he's running on that straight line to his 100 meters. And then he has people shouting his name. Oh, maybe David, and he turns to look at them. How fast do you think he will get to the finish line? Or in between, somebody says, David, I thought you can jump now. Quickly jump for us. And then in between the race, he jumps up.
Please jump for us.
And someone says, but you can dribble now. You play football so well. And in between that same race, he decides to dribble a bit. He would get to the finish line, but would he have gotten there when he should have gotten there? Whichever way, the table tennis people don't know him. The footballers don't know him because he was just there briefly. They don't see him all the time. Eventually, he would still not have met or won the race for the 100 meters running that he was doing. But it doesn't mean he wasn't good at all.
True.
So I think another thing that would also work for multi-talented people is learn to collaborate, right? If you have an idea, there is someone you know who has the fund, or there's someone you know whose core life is about that your second. Collaborate with the person. I bring all the ideas. I don't have to show up all the time. You run this. But oftentimes, when the part of the world where it's my own, 100%. My own, I'm learning so much. I don't have to own 100% of everything.
Yeah,
I'm willing to part
absolutely.
away with a lot because eventually we would all win. Now, this person would run with it passionately because that is what the person wants to do with his or her life. And so you have collaborated with that person. You are still, check what's happening, or when they have difficulties, they need your expertise or they need your idea. That is not taking as much attention
As you
away from you.
want.
So collaboration, I think, is another way that would help
True.
anybody who is multi-talented,
True.
who do you want to partner with, that could drive
True.
that aspect. And you don't want to keep going back. What are they doing? What are they doing? No, it must be that you trust the person you are partnering with. It must be someone who you know can drive that thing and run that thing. All you need to do is maybe anything that has to do with strategy, but collaboration, I think, is another way where you can win all round, but then you know that this is what I'm focused on, this is what I am doing. And sometimes you want to look at it. Which one, if I focus on right now, right? I remember that a while back, T.Y. Bello, I just knew how to be a singer. After a while, she wasn't singing again. It was photography. But the most important thing is now that she has focused on her passion, which I want to believe is photography, because she's made a name for herself. She can now go back and do music, and music is not affecting her photography at all. At all. She has made a name for herself in photography. She will still sing when she feels like singing. But at some point, she had to, because we didn't hear her after a while. She did one particular song about Nigeria or something. And then
The
after
land
that
is
time, I
green.
think she was in a crew. Yeah, the land is green. She was actually in a crew at some point. But after a while, we didn't hear of her again. It was just media, media, media. And then when she has gotten to a certain level with media, then she comes back and says, "Oh, I'm doing worship." And we're listening and we love it. So it's still very
Yeah.
important that we focus on something at a
So
particular
I
time.
think
Yes.
I will also encourage as many people that fall in that category to seek for clarity. We have quite a number of clarity
Yeah,
coaches around that can
exactly.
help you chunk down your desire, because like Tolani said, you will just be everywhere. You won't be perfect in any direction. I also understand that there are times that people like that wanting to make ends meet is also one big thing that makes you want to do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, because you want to make ends meet. You have bills to pay. But I have discovered that if only you can just pause and concentrate on one, the one who made you, the one who created you, knows your needs and wants, and will always bless the work of your hands. Just commit it. Just commit it. Don't run around trying to make it work for yourself. You can't make it work for yourself. There's that place of the one who created you, because he knows you, he created you, he understands your future, he knows the ability he gives. And see, every other skills that you think you have, as time goes on, they will start meeting needs, because the time will come, somebody will just need, and they just call you. You say, okay, oh, yeah, I can do it. And you do it, you will get from there. So those skills are not wasted. But we're saying that, can you focus and just have a direction? I love the collaboration part that Tolani
Yeah.
talked about. You can
Indeed.
collaborate. It doesn't have to be in your name. It should be for humanity. You want to impact life. Just for humanity. Everything we do should be towards helping humanity to grow. So it doesn't have to be in your name. It doesn't have to be. That's one other thing. We just want to be seen. That's one other thing. Yeah. Thank you
Thank you
very much,
so
You
Tolani.
much.
said something that I wanted to quickly,
Yeah.
point out. When people say, "Oh, I'm trying to make ends meet. I'm just
Smith.
trying to put food on my table." If you're actually good at what you do, if you're offering value in that thing that is most important to you, you will certainly make money from doing that. Which, if you're giving value, but oftentimes when I ask people this question, what they want to do, is usually in the ministry line. You hear things like, I want to be able to help young girls. Uh, it baffles me when I hear people say that that's all that they want to do. So if you say you want to help young girls, how do you want to help them? Do you want to just put them in a house? What way? How do you intend to fund that activity? And a lot of people feel, oh, that's my life's goal. Oh. That's what I want to do with my life. If you want to be able to help, then it must be clear enough. You see, Bill Gates, he made a lot of money from something that he was very passionate about for him to be able to fund all the other things he wants to fund. So when you ask people this simple question, what they want, I just want to be able to help people. In what capacity? You can help people as a business manager. You can help people as a tech person. You can help people as a therapist. You can help people in different aspects. So people actually, it just boils down to clarity. Actually, you need to be very clear and not a vague. I just want to help people. I just want to make people happy. How do you want to make people happy? Do you want to be a comedian to make people happy? How exactly? Do you want to you want to go into the showbiz? It could be anything. So clarity, be specific
Clarity.
about what you want, right? And
Clarity.
be good at it. Put in all your energy into delivering value in that aspect, and money will come to you. Because whichever way, if you sit with this one and say, "Let me just for money," you'll be frustrated anyway. The money is never always enough, whichever way.
Absolutely.
So there are two things. The money is not enough. One, you are still frustrated on it. So, and then they say, "Oh, I'm depressed." Maybe we need to begin to pay more attention.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Clarity, collaboration,
Yeah.
get to know you in your core. Get to know you. Who am I really? A lot of people find it very difficult to answer that question. It's simple, but if you really, really want to go far in life, you must, it's a must, be able to answer that who am I question. Because it's going to speak to to your core, it's going to speak to your essence, it's going to speak to what exactly are you here on earth to do. And it's going to make so many things clear to you. So you stop running from pillar to post. And on that note,
Exactly.
Tolani, do you have any other thing to say before we wrap up?
Oh, in wrapping up, sit with yourself. We are
Yeah.
confused because we are asking everybody who we are. You are asking everybody, what should I do? So you meet mentor one. What should I do? What do you think I should be doing? You go to pastor
Coach
or
too.
your imam, your religious leader. What do you think I should be doing? You are not sitting still. If you ask yourself that question daily, people are saying, I'm looking for purpose, I'm finding purpose. It's not lost. Sit still with yourself and get clarity on what you should be doing. Sit down, carry paper, and see it's hard for someone like me who is very energetic. You will sit still. I've practiced it several times. I won't come to tell you what I have done. You will just sit still, carry Bible and sit. There is an inner power within you. Sit still and ask this question daily till you get answer. I say,
Yeah.
what am I supposed to be doing with my life? What is most important to me? You have not received because you have not asked.
Asked.
You don't know because you have not requested, you have not asked for it. So, because the minute you get clarity about what you should be doing in your life, you should get clarity and see it could be different things at different times. I have another adage that says, whatever my hands finds to do, I do it very well. Because in my doing that one very well, then I'm open up to a bigger opportunity as to what I'm supposed to be doing exactly. I do that also very well, then I'm hopeful to something bigger. But the one that is given into your hand, the one that is committed into your hands, you have not done it properly, and you want more to be committed into your hands, and then you want the little ones that you are doing. How well are you even doing? So for everyone who is here, sit still with yourself. Don't be confused by what, oh, my pastor saw a vision for me. I said I should be a pharmacist. My somebody said for my mother, that they said when they gave birth to me, he said it's agriculture I should go and do. What do you want? What is most important to you? Sit still with yourself. If you can get that clarity, then it helps you focus. Because all this focus we're talking about, without clarity, you can't. What do you want to focus on? Nothing. Without clarity, you can't focus. So you ask yourself the question: what is most important to me? What do I want for myself? What would make me really happy? What is that thing? And if you're able to answer it, yes, you will know what and what to focus on. Chicken. I
Thank
best
you so much. Thank you. Fire, fire, fire. See fire, fire. Thank you so much. I think I'll give Ebun the honor of just appreciating this, our beautiful melanin guest on the show tonight. So, Ebun, over to you, please.
Yeah, Solani, thank you so much. Nice having you on the
thank you
show.
so much for having
It's
me.
such a thought-provoking topic, and it's a wake-up call for every one of us. And you have really woken us up to say that we should think and stay focused. We should not allow anyone make us run around without us knowing what we really want for ourselves. You said something now that's about purpose. Purpose is not missing. It's not missing. We can't be going up and down looking for purpose. What are you finding? Kill and whack you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for pushing us to think, and it's been an amazing 1 hour with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much for having me.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And on this note, we call tonight's show to an end. Thank you, our guests, for our audience for tuning in. We are always happy to see you join us each time. Until same time next month, it's
Bye
bye.
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 Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, bye guys.
Thank